to We Move with Super Eagles, a special program that conditions you for the big tournament in January, featuring Africa's best 24 teams. This is the place to be as we take you into the camp of the Super Eagles ahead of the tournament in Cameroon. Now, today's show comes with a twist. Tolu, shall we let the cat out of the bag?
That's entirely left to you. You can give it out if you want to.
No, I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it.
Okay, so let's keep it very close to our chest then. It is still We Move with Super Eagles. Osei will be back much later to give out the freebies as usual from MTN. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we will move with Super Eagles.
Feel the thrills, the frills, and the grills of African football as we move with the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the Summit of African Football come January 2022 in Cameroon, the land of the indomitable Lions. Catch all the excitement on and off the field of play as MTN, official communication partner of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, counts down to the African World Cup
with a unique twice-weekly offering on NTA.
Join us
Mondays, 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8:30 p.m.
as we move with the Super Eagles. For more details, follow us on @MTNNG, @MTN Nigeria, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome, MTN, everywhere you go.
Welcome back. It is time to kick off for We Move with Super Eagles. And like you know, it's proudly brought to you by MTN, the official communications partners of Nigeria's national football teams, most especially the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So put your hands together as I welcome Ozo of the Big Brother Nigeria Season 5-fold, who joins us to discuss preparations of the Super Eagles for this football spectacle in January. Thank you. All right. As always, Bada Akintunde Johnson is also here as we continue to navigate our way towards the spectacle later in January.
Great to be here, as always.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are through to the playoff round of the World Cup qualifiers. They drew 1-1 with Cape Verde here in Lagos. And let me start with Ozo. It's not all the time that the Super Eagles play in Lagos, but there's something about Lagos now that you quite can't put your finger on. The Super Eagles are struggling.
No, I know. I think there's always that whole scenario that happens with the national team where the Super Eagles, where it's like we go to one location and then we fall in love with that, playing in that location for a while. I think, if memory serves me right, for a while we're playing in, was it Uyo?
We played Uyo.
Yeah, Calabar. Exactly, yeah, in Calabar. So I think now it just feels like it's Lagos' turn for the Super Eagles to play here. But I don't think it's just down to the location or where we're playing. I think it's always down to the state of the team at that point. I think maybe this is a clear indication that at those certain periods where we were excelling to some level, playing in Uyo or Calabar, maybe now the levels have dropped. Maybe that's just what it is. So I think it's actually something that the technical team would have to look at. I don't think it's just down to Lagos.
All right, let me go with Bada next. Bada, we sat here a couple of weeks ago and we talked about how that defeat to the Central African Republic felt really, really bad. And we felt it was just a bad day at the office. But now we've drawn 1-1 against Cape Verde. Those bad days are coming too thick and fast.
And it's damaging. It's damaging because the Lagos crowd is a different audience. And you've got to play well and win convincingly to please them. And at the moment, the Super Eagles can't seem to do that. A home loss against Central African Republic is followed by a very drab, very, very dull 1-1 draw against Cape Verde. Last 10 minutes, very, very nervy. They created some really, really, promising opportunities for them. Tricky. We dealt with some long balls late on, quite impressively. The way we had defended prior to then, I was almost convinced that one of those opportunities was going to go in and we would have been knocked out. And for the Super Eagles to put the fans in a position where they were holding their breath and they were biting their fingernails and doing all of that in the final minutes of a game that we thought would be a straight stroll in the park, I thought it was damaging, to be honest. And it continues to heap pressure on them playing at that location because for so many years we clamored for the Super Eagles to return to Lagos, which in some ways is a spiritual home of football in Nigeria, if you look through our history. And they've come back here and it's not been stellar. And something has to be done. Something has to change.
We know that every Nigerian loves the Super Eagles, and we've loads of football analysts on the streets. Don't ignore the guys out there. If you've ever been to a newspaper vendor stand, you know how good those guys can be. We were on the streets and came back with views from Nigerians passionate about the Super Eagles before, during, and after the team's last competitive game of the year against Cape Verde in Lagos.
Yeah, the first half was very, very fantastic, and I'm very impressed with those boys. And you can see Osimhen that is trying, he's putting his effort to put down the goal.
So what changes do you think the coach should make concerning the second half?
If I'm the coach of the Nigeria, I will have removed Nwobi, because Nwobi is not pushing the ball according to he's supposed to put it. You can see Oyenacho is putting the ball. Nwobi is doing nothing there.
What is your reaction about today's match?
I'm highly disappointed. Their midfield is not coordinated. Igalo, I don't know what was doing on the field up to like 75 minutes. And even Iheanacho that came in for him played nonsense. And we had better player that the coach ought to have invited that he did not invite. People like Awuni, people like Emmanuel Dennis of Watford. But we don't have coach. That would be my submission. We don't have a very good coach in Nigeria.
I wasn't expecting that. At the same time, I was not disappointed. But I was expecting something better and bigger. But nevertheless, at least this was draw. They didn't beat us. So it's cool. And it's my first time being in the stadium, and I think I like it. And I want to have more of it.
What's the difference between regular data and MTN data? I'll show you. With regular data, you get this. But with MTN data, you get moved right into the action like this. And this. And this. And this. With MTN data, you don't just get more, you experience more. Need loads of data to live your dream? Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
Welcome back. It is still We Move with Super Eagles. Remember, it is proudly brought to you by MTN. Let's quickly move to Team Focus next. We're looking at the 24 teams that will be on the continent when the Fiesta kicks off in January. And one team who will be left disappointed this week, but they still have the African tournament to contend with, are the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. Still got the guys here, Ozo and Bada. The Ivorians will not be at the World Cup, but at least they'll be at the African tournament.
Massive disappointment. They've always been my second favorite team on the African continent, because I grew up in an era where they had some of the finest footballers on the African continent at the same period when Nigeria was dominating in the 90s. But, you know, they've always had this sort of epic disappointment when a group of players is touted as the golden generation of Ivorian football, and then they underdeliver and underperform. And it's happened again. You look player for player. I was talking on this show how between Pepe and Wilfred Zaha, you wouldn't find better wide men on the African continent. How do you have that sort of talent and still fail to qualify for, football's ultimate showpiece? But then they have an opportunity to sort of compensate their fans with this tournament. They have everything to play for. They've only won two titles in history. One of them was the 92 edition, I think, when Alain Guamini pulled off a few stops and the longest penalty kicks we've ever saw at the tournament. Yes, it's disappointing they won't be at the World Cup, but I think that in itself can be the reason why they sort of have extra motivation to have a real go at this tournament. There's no doubt in their quality. I just feel like they let themselves down very often. And they need real leaders these days. I've seen them play recently a couple of times. They just seem like a bunch of individual talents trying to impress. There's too much emphasis on individual play, especially in those wide areas. And I can't see that someone is taking charge, either from the sidelines or on the pitch of play, and reminding them of what their duty as members of a team are. And if they address that, I still fancy them.
All right, let's take a look at the group they are in at the African tournament. And also, it doesn't get any easier, especially when you know there are 24 teams at that tournament. 2 qualify from the group automatically. Then there's a place for the best third-place teams. Algeria, Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, and Cote d'Ivoire. They should be getting out of this group.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like if you look at that group, the first thing that jumps out to you, you're just going to say Algeria and Cote d'Ivoire have to get out of the group. But then just to piggyback off what he said, he actually made all the great points simply because they have so much individual talent, but they're not playing as a team. If I'd ask someone in world football, give me the wide players in Africa that you want to have on your team, just take maybe Mahrez and take Sadio Mane away. You're definitely going to have Wilfred Zaha and Nicolas Pepe there. And for a team to have these 2 players at the same time and they're not able to actually play or perform as well as we think that they should, then that for me is a problem. And I think if I look at our own Super Eagles, for example, just to bring Super Eagles back in again, if you look at the spine of our team, we have Maduka, we have Chus Ekong, we have Balogun, we have Wilfred Ndidi, and then we have Osimhen. So you already have the spine of the team. Then that way you can build up on the other sides of the team. So I think that's a luxury we have as the Super Eagles, but that's something that they do not have as the Ivorian.
Honorable mention to some great Ivorian players who have done the African tournament over the years. Didier Drogba is one of them. He fortunately didn't win the tournament with the Ivorians, had retired, missed the penalty in that famous final in that one. Yaya Toure, he was part of them. There's also the brother Kolo Toure, also a part of the team that went on to win the African tournament for the Ivory Coast. So just one thing. You think the Ivory Coast can go on and win the tournament?
No.
No. All right, so let's head to Beneath the Wings next. And clearly, one of the most loved players in recent times in Super Eagles is Odion Igalo. Even though Abada might not agree. He has come a long way since hitting the romance with the beautiful game at Ajegule, once a breeding ground for the best stars in Nigeria. Igalo followed the AJ tradition with products like Emmanuel Amonike, Jonathan Apkoborie, and Samson Siasia, amongst others. Relax and enjoy as we move beneath the wings of the Super Eagles to take you into Igalo's football career from his early days in Ajegule to Julius Berger and all the way to Europe.
Well, we all know the expectation is very high because Nigeria loves football, they love winning, and we know what it takes, and I think we're going to work hard. It's not going to be work on the park, it's not going to be easy, but we're professional, we're going to do our job, give our best as always, and do well there in AFCON. Well, I would say, like he said, the coach always said we are not the past because they have done so well and they keep the standard high, which we are looking forward and working hard to get to. I would say unity in this team, working hard and giving our best, I think is one of our characteristics in this team. Nothing, because I'm a professional. I've been playing professional football for 14, 15 years now, so I understand the game. Criticism is part of our job. And as a striker, not scoring goals is part of it too, because sometimes you go through your off-season, even Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, they go off-season, sometimes they don't score goals, but they still remain who they are. So if those times happen, you don't need to kill yourself, you just keep working hard, The same way I was working hard when I was not scoring, the same way I'm still working hard when I'm scoring. So for me, I'm mature to know that when the goals don't come, you just keep your head. You have that work hard, give assist, then keep going. As long as you do your best, when you don't expect it, you don't work hard the way you're working hard, the goals is going to come. Well, it's giving back to the society, because I know where I came from. I was born and brought up in Ajegule. I know it was very hard for me to be who I am so today. And seeing less privilege, seeing the poor people suffering and all that, I decided to give back. So it's a thing of joy, a thing I'm doing with happiness. And I think since I started doing that, God has been promoting me, and I never lack or I never sleep one day thinking of any money to take care of those kids. So it's a blessing for me, you know, because for me, giving is a blessing to those that give and more blessings to those that receive. But for me, I think giving is more blessings to me. That's why I give. Where I grew up in Ajegule, it's normal every kids play football there. So, and I played for one grassroots football, they call it Olodi Warriors. From there to Julius Berger, from Julius Berger to Norway, Norway to Italy, Italy to Spain, Spain to England, England to China. So it's been a great journey, not been easy, but it's been great because I take positive out of every negative. Because if I look at the beginning where everything started, it was difficult, but this is who I am so today, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I want to thank God for everything today.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day. Another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle, I know be lazy person, but life is just a knock me baskos. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover. If it ever walk me, I know they bother. Cause I believe say I go surely prosper. It don't get that say one thing. We move. No matter what they say, we move.
Whatever life brings, we move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
All right, welcome back. It is still We Move with Super Eagles, and it's time for the part of the show where everybody loves, both the viewers at home and the guys in the audience here. The queen of freebies, Ose, is standing by.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's game on. This is that part of the show where you get to play a little and very simple game, and upon completion of the task, you get to win freebies, courtesy MTN. And our lovely audience will be the guys competing for this freebie today. Give yourself a round of applause. Okay, because I am super nice, today's game is very simple. All you have to do is find your way over to the ball. Pick it carefully, you can use both hands. But as soon as you lift it up, one hand all the way, you find your way to the basket and toss it in. It's that simple. You get it right, you get freebies. And our bag is fully packed, trust me. So, who will our lucky to be today? I'll have you, the lady, and the gentleman in white. All right, make your way to the front very quickly. Okay, so you can stay here and you over there. Good. So who goes first? Please, who goes first? The audience have spoken. So, all right, let's go. Careful. That's it, that's it, that's it. That's it. One hand before you move. Before you take your first step, one hand. So you need to get moving now because we don't have all day. Yes. That's it, that's it. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Find your way to the front. Let's go. Find your way to the basket. Let's go. That's it. That's it. You must have been pretty good in school. You concentrate a lot. Let's go. That's it there. That's the target. The art of concentration. Let's go. Just throw it in. Let's go. That's very good. Very good. Okay. So, let's see if you can make it. So, all right, let's go. That's it, that's it. There you go, there you go. One hand now before you take a first step. And let's go. That's it. That's it. Don't go too close to Tolu. Don't go too close to Tolu so he doesn't make the ball fall. All right, let's go. This guy's a professional. Let's go. Okay. That's it. Just toss it in. Oh my God! Oh no! He got to the promised land. He got to the promised land, but sadly you couldn't enter. Thank you so much. You can make your way back to your seat. Thank you. Okay, so congratulations. I'll let you keep the ball. We have a fully packed goodie bag for you. I love your content. Can you teach me? Please, you have to teach me at the end of the show, and you'll also get your goodie bag at the end of the show. Thank you so much. Wow. That was intense. So we have come to the end of the Game On segment. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms at MTNNG on Instagram. YouTube and Facebook is MTN Nigeria. The fun continues online. But Tolu, what else do we have for the show? Have we come to the end of the show?
Yeah, we're just talking about the game. Piece of cake. Wasn't that hard, was it?
No, it wasn't hard at all.
Bada, not this week.
I would have done that with my eyes closed.
I
with one leg up.
I could have put the ball on my head.
No.
Yeah.
Tolu, stop it.
We've got to find more difficult tasks on this show.
I'm telling you.
Kudos to the lady. She did well. That was amazing. Well done.
The guy got all the way.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about it. All right. Thank you very much. Also, remember, you can watch a rerun of this episode and previous episodes of We Move with Super Eagles. All you have to do is go to that YouTube handle. That is at MTN Nigeria on YouTube to find the previous episodes of We Move with Super Eagles. But Super Eagles are through to the World Cup qualifying playoff round, and they are preparing for that African tournament in January. We're excited, aren't we?
Our excitement levels are sort of not where they should be. Yeah, I'll put it that way, not where they should be. I'm sure everyone in the studio would agree with me. We expect a much convincing Super Eagles, a Super Eagles team that excites and that scores goals and that beats teams convincingly. That's what we want to see at the Africa tournament. And there's still time. Let's hope that they do get their acts together. One thing that's sure, we are ready to support them all the way.
All right. Well said, Bada. So that's the much we can take on We Move with Super Eagles, proudly brought to you by MTN, the official communications partners of Nigeria's national teams, most especially our darling Super Eagles. My name is Tolu Shotade. I'll see you guys next time.
6 o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day.
Can you
Another chance to
feel
change
it?
my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person, but life is just a knock me baskos. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to cover.